Welcome back, everybody, to Creating Hanley. I am Kimberly at Creating Hanley, and today's episode is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. So we're not doing a quilting video today. Today, I am altering the sleeves on this polo shirt. So I have it inside out right now. So let me just show you. Actually, in the last video that I did a t-shirt resize. So what I did was I added a lace panel to the back because the shirt was too snug. And I added lace with interfacing, stabilization, so that it was a little bit more strong. So here's the back of the polo, and here's the front of the polo shirt. And so it's just a regular, polo shirt with these little, and these are not called, I kept calling it gussets. These little ends that are, like whatever these are called, I don't know, these little V, they're finished edges so that you can have your shirt untucked if you want and it's finished. I don't know what that's called, but I'm gonna do that same thing to the underneath of the biceps here, underneath of the sleeves, because these cuffs are not stretchy and they're not helping me work. They're hindering my work. So the sleeves are a little too tight for my guns, and so what I'm gonna do is experiment. So this shirt, I bought it too small. I guess a larger size would have been better. I could have just got the next size up. I don't even know why I'm cutting that off, but I didn't. I got this size, and I'm not going to return it. I'm just going to alter it. So what I'm going to do is experiment with this, and I'm going to take the underside of the sleeve. So underneath where the seam is. Now, if you look inside, this one happens to be finished with a serger. I don't know if you can see that. So that's finished with the serger. I could take the time to cut out all of the seams, or all of the thread, and I probably should do that. I don't know. If I can do that real quick on film, I will do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to cut it. My simple thought was just cut it and then sew those cut edges under and call it a day and then be done. But we'll see. Maybe I can do this real quick. Probably not. It seems to be more of a hassle than it's helping. So I'm just taking all the thread out from I just heard a noise in my kitchen. I think it was the thing that I just washed. It kind of sunk down. Anyway, you don't care. I'm not sure if I'm getting this. I am prone to just like kind of do things the easy way. And this is not the easy way. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not patient enough. I'm really not patient, guys. I am. Okay, so screw that. I am just going to take my scissors and cut right along the seam right here. Try to keep it as straight as possible, of course. So you probably need to cut on one side or the other. Just pick a side and just cut. Oh, there we go. We cut. So there. So I cut the seam. So now that matches kind of the bottom there, right? That matches this. So that gives my bicep more, or tricep actually, more room to work. And what I could do, because this is going to be extra bulk, this little sergered edge, this finished edge, I'm just going to cut that off too. Because if I leave it there, it'll add extra bulk to the, you can't even see what I'm doing. It'll add extra bulk And I don't want any extra bulk underneath my arm. Okay. Here we go. Trim. All right, so it looks like that. I'm just gonna snip and throw that away. I know I don't usually throw away trimmings or scraps or anything, crumbs or anything like that, but this time I did. So that's what that looks like. I don't know how many inches that is. Probably 2. It's probably 2 inches. Let's take. I got a ruler right here. Let's take a gander real quickly. Yeah, that's about 2.5. So that's 2.5 inches that I cut. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn this over on the inside. I'm going to turn it under. So you probably can't see that. I'm bringing my iron front and center here, and I'm turning it to the underside. So I'm turning the top. Here's the frayed edge. I'm turning it under once, and then, if I can, twice. Just kind of roll that under. And on the first pass, I'm going to iron it so that it kind of gives it a little bit of a crease. Knit, I'm not used to working with knit fabric. You know, I've said that in the previous video when I worked on the black polo shirt. I work with broadcloth. I work with quilt fabric, cotton. This is cotton, but it's knit, and it's slick. Like, it's not slick, but it's like super wonky, and it slides all over the place, and it gets out of alignment very easily. So because of that, I am ironing to get nice crisp creases. So it looks like this. Looks like that. And that's the cut edge right there. So I just turned that, and this is the other side. So there's no stitching down there yet, so it just looks like a rolled over edge, right? So I'm gonna stick I'm actually gonna take, because I don't have I don't have any Wonder Clips, which I should put on a wish list, guys. I would love some Wonder Clips. I don't have any, and I've been working with these since 2020. So for 3 years, I've just been working with these little paper clips. They've been working all right. But they're heavy and bulky, and they catch on this plastic right here. Anytime I'm like sewing, they catch, and then it shifts my fabric under the needle, and then I get wonky stitches. I don't get a straight line. So if you guys are ever lucky enough to either win something from me or order something that I have already sewn and it looks wonky, it probably is because of something like that. Okay. So this also is an experiment. I didn't see any videos doing this. I didn't even look. I'm just kind of making this up in my head. So we'll see if it works. But I am going to start on one side and then hopefully pivot and then work my way down on the other side. But I want to start on, if that even makes sense, I'm going to start on the right side and then work my way down on the left. So I'm going to start, actually my left side, and then work on the right. So you can't even see that. I'm going to work on the left side and then go down to the right. So I have changed the thread in my machine, and it is a navy blue to sort of match this one as much as I could get it. And so let's give this a shot. So I'm not doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm doing probably an 1/8 inch seam allowance. I'm also doing a back stitch to lock that thread in. And can you even see that? Oh, this is really thick. It's not really going through very easily. I'm gonna have to stop this and look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that out because that is not working. So what I think I'm gonna do is switch it around and work on the other side. I'm gonna work from the other side. So I'm just gonna leave that there. It's already whatever. So I'm gonna work from the underneath side. Now this is super small. So I'm working from the underneath, and I only have this is probably just a 1/4 inch. So I need to sew an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. All right, this is going a little bit better. So let's just keep it here. All right. You want to make sure, no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing this or not, when you're working with knit, you want to make sure it stays in a straight line. Knit has a tendency to go very wonky very fast. So, and I'm also going to taper the seam to when I get to the corner. And this paper clip is going to be in the way. All right, I'm going to double back stitch here because that is a stress point. All right, so I'm going to pivot on this, turn this under, try to keep it as flat as possible, remove that clip, try to keep the fabric underneath the needle, and you can go slowly here. I always lift up the presser foot just to try to reset the fabric and make sure I am on the fabric where I need to be. Okay, so this is kind of going a little bit wonky here. Here we go. I think this is a little bit better. All right, now back stitch here a bunch. And we'll see how this turns out. Okay, there we go. That's how it turned out. Did I get this? Did I sew this together? I might want to, I think I am going to reinforce this edge right here because it seems to be flipping up. So I'm going to reinforce this corner piece that's almost under the armpit there. And then there you go. That's how that looks. So we'll see if that works for me at work. Yeah. Okay, so take it back under the needle here and just make sure that fabric is sewn under. I don't even know if I'm catching the fabric. Yep, I'm on the fabric. Okay. So let's continue on. I usually do not like to break thread, but if I really cannot see something, I will, back stitch and secure the thread, and then, make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Because if you get through the whole project and then you find that, something's wrong, and then you have to do the whole thing over again, that's a little bit annoying, right? All right, so I believe that was reinforced. Okay, I think that's it. That's all I'm gonna do there. I will just trim these loose threads and we should be good to go. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. All right, I'm going to do the other side there. Okay, but that is it for now. That is all I'm going to show you there. So I may follow up with a different video on what it looks like done, because I want to cut out the back too and put in a lace panel on the back. So I'm going to make the other arm the same. So again, just going to cut, where is it, 2 inches or 2.5 inches down, just the same as this, and then just roll that under, crease it with a hot iron, and then roll it under again, crease it, and then just so on the underside, seems to be the easiest for me, it was, and then just so all the way across. There you go, guys. All right, I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks for playing along. And if you have a suggestion for how to do that better or differently, leave a comment. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.